Well, hello there, guys. Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4. We're going to go ahead and continue our campaign. And actually, due to the suggestion of some wonderful subscribers, we've actually ended a few of our attempts at a coup because they explained to us that a coup is only as powerful as the party's effectiveness in the beginning of the coup. In this case, in Turkey, we have no party popularity at all. Now, we could boost party popularity and actually move the Turks towards communism, which is actually quite an interesting thing to do. So I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to boost the party popularity. I hope it works. 0.13% a day, and then if it does work, we can obviously go ahead and try to attack them. Now, I also want to take a look here. We can start modifying our government, and for now, I don't really want to modify anything besides our political advisors. Trade deal opinion, nah, I'm not crazy about that. However, Nikolai Vozhnevsky to be a captain of industry would be a good thing, and as long as he doesn't get purged. And also, Nikolai Yezhov would be pretty good in terms of removing any potential partisans from our leagues. But I don't think that they're an issue, so I'm going to take the captain of industry. I hope it's a good choice, and we're going to continue forward. We're moving at a bit of a fast pace in this particular part of the Let's Play, just because we're getting through 1936. This is going to be a little bit long, a little bit of just a slow slog while we build up our economy, our industry, etc. So right now we've got that army on the border, and I believe it was Mr. Blue Gaming that requested the first army. He actually requested it by name. So we're going to call this... Oh, God. Sorry, guys. We're going to call this Army Group Blue. Or Army Group Blue Man. How about that? Sort of reminds me of the Blue Man Group. I actually got to see those guys when I was a kid, and that was really, really fun. Alright, so here we go. So, as you can see, the reason we see these skulls here, the attrition, is because we've got our guys training. We want to make sure that they are trained to the max. And here we go, Trial of the 21. After several rounds of arrests and trials, the Great Purge has weaved a narrative that led up to this trial. Among the accused are not only old leaders like Nikolai Bukharin, but a number of diplomats, politicians, military officials, and even many high-ranking NKVD officers. The charges are also more extensive than previously, including decade-old plots to murder Soviet leaders and sell the Union to its enemies. The fact that the NKVD themselves are now among the targets of the purge has, in a sense, brought the proceedings in full circle. Threats and beatings have led to many confessing to all charges, even the most outlandish ones. The leading defendants face execution. Alright, so we can go ahead and remove Nikolai Yezhov as political advisor. So we'd remove the Prince of Terror. So in other words, we would kill Nikolai Yezhov. Let's see, Kuznetsov. He would be the naval guy. You know what? We're gonna actually kill Kuznetsov this time. Last time we killed an army leader. I think we could use the air and Navy support. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna shoot Kuznetsov. Sorry, Kuznetsov. It had to be done. While we continue to train our troops, and I'm gonna take a look here. See if we can add anybody else to our actual list. We've got Coco here. She has joined the fighting. She's a real fan of the Soviet Union, apparently. This is a crazy pigeon. Let's take a look here. Amphibious assault. Coco, what are you doing? Trying to conquer the world. What's wrong with you? Okay, one thing I think we could do, and we should have been doing this before, we'll justify our war goal with the Baltic States. We did it last game, actually, so we might as well go ahead and try to take both of these areas. I'm going to do the same to Latvia. Justify a war goal. Okay, so for this army, we're not going to send them there, but I'm going to take these 13 divisions. This is a perfect opportunity to create a smaller army here. We'll actually put Voroshilov in charge of it, and I'm going to put the front line right there on the borders of Estonia and Latvia. We can't get over to both, I see. Alright, fair enough. So the army can go just on the border of one of the countries, which makes sense. Why not? Why shouldn't it? And there we go. The Great Purge is complete, guys. I hope no more executions need to be done. And now we can focus on improving other stuff as well. NKVD primacy gains national spirit NKVD, which minus 50 for subversive activities. That's pretty awesome. Or rehabilitated military, yes. And of course, Smersh, guys. Of course, this is a program designed to kill fascists. Death to fascists is exactly what Smersh translates to, which I think is awesome. And here we go. Removes the National Spirit Trotsky plot. And there still is a Trotsky plot. We're going to rehabilitate the military. In fact, we can't research Smersh until we're at war, especially with the Axis. So right now, that's not going to be occurring. Let's take a look. We've got 42 divisions over here, 36 divisions that seem to be left by themselves. Let's take a look at those guys as well. 26 right there. Just slightly angered by Latvian posturing. Regardless, we must be ready for war. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take these divisions right here. In fact, we could take these guys over here as well and join them up and make a really large group, a really large army here. 30 divisions. So we're going to do that. We're going to get 30 divisions. This is going to be Army 4, and I'm going to put Georgy Zhukov in charge of this army. So let's go ahead. Georgy Zhukov, you lead this Army 4, and I want you on the borders. Well, actually, I don't know where to put Georgy Zhukov for now. We could send him to the east as well. We could always try to deal with Japan in the east if we have to do that. But I'm not thinking that the east is going to be my main focus. Then again, one can always attack Japan and get away with it, I think. Oh, I'm confused. I don't know if I want to send Georgy Zhukov out there. It looks like we could also use the troops in Mongolia. This is pretty cool. And eventually attack Menguoko. So, you know what? I think I'm going to have to put him on the Western Front. Sorry, guys. At least for now, I am focused on taking the Western Front under any circumstances. So we're actually going to put him on the Polish front. If we need to send him north to Latvia or Lithuania, that's fine. I don't mind. But for now, I'm putting him on the Polish front, and we're sending him into battle. We will also, or sending him on the front, I should say, we will also go ahead and start to exercise his army. And, I mean, we are going to have so many men on the front here to defend. If the enemy is going to be attacked by the great Soviet Union, they are going to be crushed. I promise you that. They have no chance. We'll also get the T-35 tank. We definitely want to start researching that. And in the meantime, we're just going to get everybody on the border. We've got a few guys back here. I'm just keeping them back here in case we need expeditionary forces. And it looks like the Spanish Civil War hasn't kicked off yet. It's going to kick off pretty soon. If it does. I'm pretty sure it will. There we go. What did I say? Nationalist Spain declared war on Spain. We're going to pause, and immediately we're going to try to send these 4 units right here over to help the Republicans. In fact, we might send more than just those 4. So let me see if I can send volunteers. We can't send 30 volunteers, but we can send 5, which is pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and actually separate 5 guys from the army here. They're not... they're not linked to anybody, and we'll go ahead and create an army out of them, but we won't add a commander. Actually, should we add a commander? Can we spend 1 commander to send Roshkovsky out there? I don't know if it's a good idea. I'm going to save him for later. Right now, we're not going to assign a commander, so we're going to unassign a commander. That'll just be Army 5, and we will send Army 5 to help the Republicans. Well, then again, you know what? Oh, I'm such a bastard. I'm like, I will do this, and then I change my mind. But that's the way strategy games are, I suppose. Let me actually take a look here at Army 5. I'm going to give them a commander. They might as well be useful in the field. So we'll just give them a very basic commander, Rodion Malinovsky, and go ahead and send them to the Republicans. So obviously, if we get these guys on our side and have them join the Comintern, that would be pretty awesome. So we're going to send volunteers, and let's send Rodion Malinovsky. This is going to also increase world threat, guys, so some people might be a little pissed off by this, but we got to do what we've got to do. It's that simple. Instruction speed. Focus on concentrated industry here, and I actually want to focus on our army. Once again, we'll focus on the mass assault doctrine. Actually, we've already researched one part of it, so let's work on pocket defense. Actually, 310 days might be a bit much, so let me see if we can get anything for our infantry units. That's still quite a bit, 308 days. So we'll increase our special forces, and once again, I don't know if I want Marines. So indecisive. Support battalions are useful for sure. Okay, actually I have an idea. We'll actually start focusing on electronic, mechanical engineering, or atomic research. Atomic research would take way too long, so we'll start on electronic, mechanical engineering. Oh no, I don't want to research that instead. Oh yes, I do. You see what I did there? Yes, I see. Damn straight you saw. If you didn't, maybe you become part of Red Birch. Alright, so there we go. We're not happy with the Latvians. And it looks like the Republicans are going to allow us to join their struggle, or at least send volunteers. So there we go. They've arrived in Valencia. Valencia, that is the correct way to say it, you know. Valencia, not Valencia. And we're going to go ahead and take them here in Valencia and move towards Zaragoza. So let's hope that this works out. In fact, we'll slow down a little bit just to see our involvement in the wonderful Spanish Civil War. And actually, I think I could make a front line right here. Yes. Awesome. We'll actually make an offensive line. This is kind of a small army to make an offensive line with, but I'll try anyway. And we're going to attack Zaragoza. There we go. The attack commences, and the Soviets are moving forward. Look at that, guys. A Soviet tank in enemy territory. It makes me so happy. We're going to be moving here trying to assist in destroying the fascists. And I mean, if we could free Republican Spain here, I really think that's going to help us out in the long run. Hopefully they'll join our faction. If not, we may need to maybe even try a coup. Don't forget, our party popularity right now is very high here. Or it will be if we win the war. And if that occurs, then of course, if we have a coup, we'll almost certainly win the coup and put a true Stalinist dictator in power instead of just a regular communist. We can't have that. That would be unacceptable. So here we go. We're actually doing really well right now, helping our allies here. If not for us, I don't think they'd be pushing this much across the front. We're actually the front line right now, and if we could keep that up, that would be amazing. National focus must be set, and I think it is probably a good idea also to start working on our military. So let's take away military reorganization. Yes. And it's only 70 days. The research time is right. It's perfect, spot on, and we could definitely use it. Okay. It looks like the Nationalists have no commander, which is kind of interesting. I want to make sure they're not pushing on any other part of the front, but it looks like they might be over here. They also are getting Italian support, so that's definitely not improving our odds. If we can get to their capital before they get to Madrid, Zaragoza is their capital, then we'll probably be okay. The one thing I do know about the Nationalists is if you take their capital, they can easily start a new one in another part of the country. A lot of countries have one sole capital, not them. So there we go. These guys are still training. Got a bunch of armies training right now. And I think this is going to greatly increase our army experience. Although we have to keep in mind that the army experience is actually capped at 500 points. So there is a limit to training where it becomes kind of useless. We haven't reached that limit yet, though. Yeah, I don't think I want to justify a war goal with Poland just yet. But we will start doing so very soon. We should justify a war goal with Finland. And at any point, we can, of course, switch our units to another front. So I might take one of these armies and move it over to the Finnish front so that when we attack, we have a lot more power. But we'll decide when the time comes. Right now, we're not going to go to war with anyone. In fact, if you guys can recommend any wars, make sure to do that down below. And we will definitely take that into account. But make sure to give a good reason as to why those wars should be considered and how it's going to help us. And let's try not to take wars that are too difficult. Obviously, I think right now the main focus is forming a war with the Baltic States to take them over. And once we do that, I will feel a lot safer. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care and have an awesome, awesome day.